be able to provide health, education, services of all sorts for the development of our country. To be able to ensure that the Sovereign National Wealth Fund has the requisite capital. We are saying that any government which is serious must examine our national resources, oil resources, diamond. At this very moment, mining is taking place at Kato, Batokunku, Sanya.
Is it?
Minerals are being exported.
Is it?
If you speak to the president, what does he say?
Gambians, we hear that.
Yes, we have oil resources, but I will not allow anybody to come and exploit us. And now that is why the oil resources are not being harnessed.
Wow.
But the minerals are being harnessed.
Yes.
Where is it? Who sees it? Who knows what it is? Who knows where it is being sold? Who knows how much it is?
Oh my God.
That should have
Are you
been
listening?
the starting point to convince people that you can also make any other resources to benefit the Gambian people. We are saying that if I am elected, that will be our fundamental objective, to build that Sovereign National Wealth Fund. We will find out what is being mined, even though we know, but we will find out officially what is being mined in Kato, Batokunku and Sanyan. We'll ensure that where it is sold is known. We'll ensure that what is being acquired
is
is known.
looting the
And we'll
Gambia,
ensure
man.
that the country benefits from that, that will be put in our national coffers to be able to build our education system, our health system, our infrastructure. That's what we are promising
Milking
you.
Gambia, man. It's milking Gambia.
You need a productive public sector to be able to build what is required in terms of sovereign national wealth to be able to provide services. All of you know what is taking place at Bambe Tenda Tenda. The country is earning from that. Council provides earning to government. All the public enterprises can provide earning to government. If the government can take 400 million from the coffers of the Social Security and go to Cape Point to buy Ocean Bay Hotel, how many years before the tourists come to replenish that sum of money to put it in the coffers of that company again? Many years. That's wastage of resources. That's not where a government should invest. That should be left to the private sector. Yes. We're saying a government will sign contract, performance contract with every public enterprise, so that at the end of each year, they will pay dividend to government coffers. Nobody will interfere with their operation. They will not be asked to finance any celebration, any wastage of resources.
Yeah.
They will be completely independent to do what they are supposed to do. Render services on a profitable basis, so that government will derive the dividend necessary to be able to invest.
The voice of Honorable H Salla. He's telling it as he is. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
We welcome you to this special forms as Central Executive Coalition Executive Committee, and they are responsible for guiding the process. So the President has accepted prior to a memorandum of understanding where we agreed that we will have a coalition government. He will lead the team for a period of 3 years, and then sovereign, secular, democratic republic. To build a Gambia that is a community of citizens equal in sovereignty, irrespective of ethno-linguistic origin, what people usually call tribe, religion, gender, or other characteristics. Because 46 years ago, the Gambia became a republic, and that's what should have been built. Once you become a republic, then the citizen becomes paramount, because sovereignty resides in the citizen. The citizen becomes the embodiment of the power of the sovereignty of the nation. And that should have been inculcated in our minds 46 years ago in 1970. That also means that citizens recognizes that you are contributing to state resources, which belongs to all. It does not belong to one gender, tribal grouping, ethno-linguistic grouping. It does not belong to one religion. It belongs to all. And that wealth should be utilized in the service of the people. It means that we must build the schools, the hospitals, the roads, bring the electricity, water supply, provide all the facilities, create the type of economy where investors will come so that you generate employment, where the public sector also will become productive with public corporation that will also generate employment. So it is expected that services will be given to the informal sector, to all sectors that contribute to the productive base, the private sector. So in that sense, that is what is expected. There, what is the use of belonging to this group or that group? Because an economy does not recognize the origin of the person. And also services should not recognize they are just like GRTS is serving everybody. So it means that anybody could work here, anybody could benefit from it. So we wanted to start the process now. What we failed to do for 46 years is what the coalition aims to do. That by coming together, we forget about the party differences. We focus on the national interests. We forget about the tribals, etc. origins, and focus on creating one Gambia to be one nation, to be one people. That is the objective of the coalition. So therefore, to answer your question, yes, there will be a coalition government, but what is required in the constitution is that whoever becomes a minister must be somebody with experience and competence to serve that purpose. So it means that the stakeholders, not necessarily Halifa Sallah will be, minister in this government, but somebody will be selected from every group who will participate as a minister, at any level, in running a very efficient, effective, and competent government.
Now, just to ask, how did you see this election? Because the build-up to the election, what we've seen, there are a lot of tensions. We didn't see that engagement between the political players themselves. But right now, we see that engagement between the coalition government and that is the outgoing government. Now, how did you see the process itself before and now? How it has brought Gambians together?
Well, I think many things were working in the wings that people did not see. For the longest period, the opposition did form a coalition of some sort promoting electoral reform. We ensured that through the auspices of the UNDP, etc., we did have an inter-party committee comprising all the political parties. And for a long period of time, we were engaged in preparing a memorandum of understanding that, in fact, encompasses some of what is happening right now. That is acceptance of credible elections, the results of credible elections. We went to the stage of even signing the memorandum. Of course, it was delayed, and at that time, we even scheduled to hold the signing ceremony at the Caravan Hotel. And the information we received was that the president, with all his cabinet, would have attended, and he himself was going to sign for the APRC. So I must say that Gambia has really been engaged in peace building to move towards the direction of a national consensus, so that this country will not disintegrate, because it's very small and it has people with competence, people with goodwill, and I believe the goodwill has been injected into the process. And as we move towards the elections, the ground was building up for consensus, and there is absolutely no doubt that we went into the
elections with that background development, I think it contributed a great deal. We didn't sign the memorandum, but the content of the memorandum was known to all. As far as the coalition was concerned, we were determined to adhere to the provisions in the memorandum, which had a code of conduct, which ensured that we do not encourage our supporters to engage in insults, in fighting. We constantly told them that Gambia belongs to them, the national coffers belongs to them, it comes from them. The drivers are paying $500 in license, ID cards are being purchased by people, passports are being made available at 3,000. So people work on the duties are being paid and added to the prices of commodities, and buying commodities, you are investing in the national coffers. We constantly told them that this is not about insults and fight. What we are looking for is somebody who will manage those coffers to promote our general welfare. We constantly told the people that the president has two responsibilities. One responsibility is to manage the national coffers in order to promote the general welfare. The other dimension is to manage the security forces, the soldiers, the police, the NIA, all security apparatus, to ensure that people live in peace and tranquility. So essentially, we told our supporters that there was no need to engage in fighting. What is necessary is to know that power belongs to you. Your vote is your voice, and it's your authority to determine your manner of government. So all you need is simply to go and cast it. That was our line of action, and we believe that many of our people accepted that. Of course, here and there people will stray. We must know that, but generally that was the principle, and I believe that the other side ultimately had to also accommodate that particular type of principle. And obviously, as we move closer and closer to the election, everybody could see that the environment was peaceful, and the result, obviously, we made sure that we created all the mechanism so that our votes will be protected. We call it the security of the ballot. And the security of the ballot meant that we had to train our polling agents, inject in them a sense of diligence so that they will get to the polling stations on time, make sure that they manage the resources there. And since it's counting on the spot, we really had confidence that this time the results will reflect the undiluted minds of the people, undiluted choice of the people.
Okay, now one last question. Now that the coalition is preparing to take over, will you also reach out to the other opponents, the APRC and the GDC will accommodate in the government?
Well, I must say that the GDC had also called the leader of the GDC, the president-elect, to congratulate him. So something unique has happened in this country where all sides of the political spectrum decided to acknowledge the results, accept it as genuine reflection of the choice of the people, and congratulated the person who won. That is a wealth of goodwill, and that consultation is going to continue. Consultation is broad-based, and once we set up this team, the team will be advising the president-elect on all aspects of governance and collaboration, coordination, whatever, is part and parcel of the governance process. So one cannot actually say this is what is going to happen, because it's the team that will look at all these issues, and your recommendation is good as anybody's recommendation. I think these are the thoughts that should come from the public to show that the type of governance atmosphere should reflect the starting of a new nation, the birth of a new Gambia. This is really what we want, so that as of now, self-perpetuating rule will disappear, impunity will disappear, a governance environment that will consider the enlightened interests of the people will be the order of the day. There is absolutely no doubt that the president-elect aims to be that type of an individual who will consult, who will take advice from all sectors, from within the APRC leadership, any leadership, because governance is about the people, and they are part of the people, and that is why